In Detroit today, questions perennially. Other financially strapped cities tomorrow. Dave Maney says bring the bankruptcies on if that's what it takes, saying it's the only way for taxpayers to get a break. Dave, this is being watched closely because there are a lot of cities, municipalities, counties that are on the similar brink, and it wouldn't take much to push them over. Where's this going?
Well, you know, the mayor of San Jose was on Fox and Friends this morning talking about his efforts to try to restructure California state law with regard to, he's in court right now with being challenged by his unions because San Jose is headed for bankruptcy, San Bernardino, California, Stockton, California, all driven overwhelmingly by this power of the unions, of the municipal unions, and these outsized, outrageous pensions they have. I think it's a terrible tragedy to see any individual, any American who's suffering and loses a pension or part of a pension or isn't getting what they're promised. The problem is, for years, for decades, this is a 50-year bender of the unions taking advantage of the political process, wielding undue influence, getting outsized, grabbing for all of the pie they could or all of the drink they could. And now here's the hangover. And now they're coming back to all of us and saying, well, but you can't blame this on us. You can't take it partly out of our hide, but we can, we have to. Everybody, there's no money left in the till, as the gentleman
you're right
just
on
said.
the math, Dave, but if I'm a unionite there and I'm looking at what's going on, I would say, well, politicians signed on to this. In Detroit's case, of course, they've had a parade of idiots, but my point is that they signed on to deals that they knew couldn't be paid for, as was the case and is the case in a lot of other U.S. cities. I'm just wondering now whether a lot of these city mayors and even governors who are faced with similar problems use this as the first option rather than the last.
It's not a good option. You know, if you look at what's gone on in the California bankruptcies, I mean, services suffer horribly. It's a tragedy what's happening in Detroit. It's not a good option. But at times it can be the only option. And what you're seeing in California is smart guys like Mayor Chuck Reed trying to get out in front of it and say, wait, we better restructure these pensions now or else we're going to end up like Detroit. And it's got to be one or the other.
All right. Thank you, my friend.